Thanks, Irene. I'm going to read two night fishing poems and a coal mining poem. This poem has an epigraph from an oral history that I listened to. His kids didn't hardly know him. They were asleep when he left, and they were asleep when he come back. At shift change, children who can't sleep forget the sky and look to the, hold on. I'm gonna have to get some more light here. At shift change, children who can't sleep forget the sky and look to the path for stars. On breath-frosted window panes, like Greeks sketching lines between God-drilled light holes in the night slate to form one hero of a story, some trace the mutable zodiac of their father's carbide lamps climbing the hill to the tipple. Others wait for the shift whistle when their fathers trickle down the hill in a dim stagger, a pour of steel into the path's worn mold, a spike dripping into a pry bar, widening into a pickaxe head. Together the fathers are a tool, a story for moon-eyed children. Floundering. When the tides were right outside of Pass Christian, I would see them, herons stalking the shallows, gigs held high in one hand, a lantern in the other. They were tracking beds, depressions where flounders had ambushed a mullet or mud minnow and had settled back down a couple yards away, leaving nothing behind but cloudy water and the imprints of their bodies. They bury their bodies into the dirty bottom, waiting for prey, accepting the coarse sand and silt like monks accepted hair shirts, waited for some sign of luminous grace to hover above them and take their hungers away. They expose only the black pearls of their cattywampus eyes, one nested between the gill plate and jagged teeth, the other lurking at the edge of their mottled, spade-shaped head. Since the eyes seep through the body to merge with the other when they were just fry, condemning them to vision always fixed upward in the terrible weight of the world. Perhaps they don't scurry when the giggers find them, because they've conceded the shallow graves of their bodies while in awe of the light spreading above them. And perhaps in those barbed seconds, they're bucking in the ecstasy of their flesh, rising into the impaled air. My father's rod, fishing the skinny moon. I like that. While waiting on the Appaloosa bite, or channel cats would do, our fingertips plucking our fishing lines below the first eyes, twitching livers we had hooked and cast into the river's craw, my father would relax, the only time I witnessed this. He'd stretch his legs and dig his heels and match a lucky strike to life. He'd drag and exhale that the night had pocketed the moon, the cats would bite, we'd be all right. I'd dig in deep like him and hum a hymn I still don't know the name of. Or did he? I don't believe. But in that dark, that settling loam, in that Alabama clay, that hymn was ours, and God was there or not. It didn't matter. The bills were paid. He held his rod. We'd be all right. Thank you.